Good morning, good morning. Today we're going to be taking a look at XRP, some of the liquidity charts along with the Sigma coin. So here we are. We're now at 205 for XRP. Here's our 3-day liquidity, our 3-day momentum chart with the dots. And we have a new candle that formed today, so we closed yet again green. Separation of the green is occurring. We're starting to kind of back test this white line here, so we want to see a continuation higher. For this move. This is just the beginning of this new candle, so this is going to be 3 more days from today going forward till the 19th, so we'll have a lot of action that can play out here. But some interesting things to note is that we actually have this guy starting to cross through the 50-yard line, and we know that historically that has been a bullish thing. You can't even see it when we zoom out, but it's definitely starting. This guy, as we said, this one is still green, and this one is still potentially back testing and hopefully bouncing. So, all right. So we still have the momentum, the indicator indicating, and so now we have this kind of this puzzle that we're working through here on the lower time frames, right? So we have looking for a continuation for this fifth, right? We speculate that the fifth wave could easily move us back up into this 265 region, but we just can't get some oomph, right? We got some relief, and then it was like, oh, right? And so now everybody's saying capitulation, collapse, all that good stuff. But I don't know. And so based off of a few things here, we're going to go over that. So first off, wave count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nothing is broken. Still looking for the bullish count. We could also just be doing an ABC move up, which would then give us another ABC here, where we would only get like a smaller retrace, and maybe this is just a really dramatic ABC that comes into play like this, right? So that would be something we'd be looking for with then the rollover, right? So that's another option. Alternatively, there's people that I've been just kind of looking at, and we've used this before on the channel, is the liquidity, right? So we know we have this inefficiency gap down here to $1.92. We don't want to cross above, we don't want to go below $1.95 to maintain the continuation of the bullish count, right? So when we look at liquidity, where are the leverage players that can be swept? Because that's what this game has become completely, is nothing to do with price action, actually owning the asset. It's all about liquidity sweeping is what it looks like from now on. So you have so we have this area here. So we've got this kind of demand area that showed up at $2. So when we jump over to the liquidity map, here we are in the 2 weeks. We can see we have a pretty solid grouping of 203 liquidity all the way down. You can even maybe justify into this $1.96 region, right? So this whole area, most of it sitting at 202 is sitting right there. And then we have this area that could potentially, be fairly good down to $1.94. So going back to our short-term price action, we know we want to keep $1.96, stacked liquidity all right here, the majority being at 202. They've gotten pretty close to these guys, right? So you can see they came down, got them. There's a relief bounce, and they're like, oh no, we're going to get you. So there's this inefficiency right here. Now, what I have been seeing is that a lot of charts lately, Bitcoin Cash and stuff, have cleared this inefficiency with one more sweep to the low, and they kind of do something like that, and then they go. And then this is, if that's the case, and we see this type of structure here, this guy no longer applies. I would actually be looking at this more as a larger ABC completion here, where we actually come down to an ABC like this and gets front ran, and we have something along those lines. Then we come in and do our fifth wave impulse to the upside, and we take off out of here. So that's kind of what my bias is currently at, just basically, again, because the indicator being indicated, right? So we know we are about to do this 50-yard cross. This is either a rejection area or a breakout. Historically, when we're down here at the bottom of this range with a green dot and an oversold conditions that we have right here, the only other time that really kind of happened to that extreme was over here. And we see how that went, right? So this guy, as soon as the momentum crossed, we had a breakout starting, and then we had this guy stay higher. So we are doing something different, right? So it's not as impulsive yet. But as we can see, as soon as this starts happening and we start crossing through that, bam, price action, manifested massively. We can also look back to this one here, maybe a little bit more. Well, no, I'm sorry. It's this guy right here. This guy is going to give us the cross right here, chop, 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 and eventually manifests in the higher level. This kind of looks a little bit more like the profile right now, and that would be more indicative of the kind of bull flag that we're setting up here on the price chart. So, because that is definitely looking like a bull flag, and you can see there's an area of demand right here as it's curving its way back up again. So, but yeah, so the indicator on the 3-day looks great. Zooming in on the shorter time frames, we know there's guys right here. I'm still leaning bullish due to the fact that we have a potential ABC and then a continuation. So we're just watching this area of inefficiency, which we could see on the liquidity map right down here. These guys want to take them out. You can see they went for those guys, got them, waited for all these guys to build up. They all built up, and now they're coming for them right here into this region. So then we jump over to the Sigma coin. So Sigma coin had a pretty good day yesterday. So we had a breakout, and then we had a capitulation that occurred, and then someone stepped right back in and bought it. So we've had starting to see more and more volume pick up, with more and more larger buyers stepping in, accumulating and grabbing Sigma on its way up the mountain here. So we're going the right direction, and RSIs are still working on resetting here. So this is the 12-hour. 3-day I believe is a little bit overdone still. It is, but not yet crossed. So we're still could be up here for a while for 3-day momentum. And all we need is XRP to play along. So, all right, so Sigma's looking good. We got a nice reversal playing off the lows here. We've got the liquidity heat map where they're saying, guys, we want to get this 201-ish, come right down to the potential cross into this zone, grab and close that efficiency. And then from here, this efficiency is still looking good. Here's an example real quick of that inefficiency for Bitcoin Cash. I just want to point that out. When I said that, I didn't actually give an example. There you go. There's that inefficiency right here that it came down with an ABC correction and then bounced. So XRP may be either being front ran of that inefficiency, where it's not being allowed to get down there because there's all these people bidding it, or it's going to get it here soon and then we're out of here. So we're going to find out, but right now I'm still leaning towards a larger ABC correction off of this high, and it could be a truncated C leg that just gets this inefficiency right down to this level, maintaining the wave 1, and away we go, and indicator being indicated. So, all right, guys, we'll check in tomorrow, and thanks so much for watching.